What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with more Danmachi. Now, today we're talking, once again, about Familia Royale. Now, as of recording this, unfortunately, Enemy 2 is not available, but Enemy 2 will be live, and unfortunately, I'll be out of town. So, I want to drop this video for you guys and talk about this. Now, Enemy number 2 is going to be an interesting situation, because remember, the big ways you accrue score in this are A, one massive hit, because basically your biggest hit is added onto your damage. B, it's not overall damage. You get a base score based on how quickly you finish the event. So it's a base score plus your biggest hit equals your overall score. So when it comes to an event like this, we've got 3 foes. Single targets could come in handy. Hint, hint. Now that said, I'm not going to read off all the names of but these are all the familiars from, or not all the familiars from the show, but some familiars from Strike the Blood. And Spirit Killer is effective. Now, we'll get to that here in a moment. Thunder Magic Attack is also effective. Enemy skills. Enemies will use Strength, Magic, and Endurance debuffs on you, and will buff the Strength, Endurance, and Dex of all of the all 3 of their allies. So, in other words, you got to deal with them buffing themselves and debuffing you. Now, the nice part is here, this new Welf. This is where he's really going to shine, because he's got a skill that will give him a 60% buff when he's debuffed. Weirdly enough, so you guys have asked me to showcase Welf and to really do a test with him. This, I think, is our opportunity to finally test Welf in his kind of natural environment. So hopefully Sunday afternoon we'll be able to get a good test of him out and really kind of come to some conclusions on him. But for now, let's talk about this, okay? Physical resist is up 40%, so you don't want to use physical. Magic resist is neutral. And fire is also up 20%, so you don't want to use fire, nor do you want to use light. That's also up 20%. Earth, wind, water, and dark are all neutral. Thunder is down 60%, so you want to use magic thunder units. Now, Welf is almost a must for this, and I would argue Kojo really is too, because those are literally the only 2 magic thunder units. Actually, I think the only thunder units in general that actually have Spirit Killer. So if you're going to try to take this on with Spirit Killers, you got to have those too. My Kojo's only +1, but I'm going to work on that. I'm going to try to get him upgraded here shortly. So let's read what this says here. Thunder Magic Attack and Spirit Killer are effective. Hence what I was just talking about. So you really need Kojo and Welf on your team to take this on properly. Not saying it's the only way, just saying that's the most effective way. The enemy uses a skill to debuff your magic, but Welf has a skill to boost his power when magic is decreased. Hence what I said before, he gets a 60% buff when magic is debuffed. So, consider that. To minimize damage from enemy attacks, Kojo's 3rd skill is useful. I'm going to be honest, I'd have to pull up his 3rd skill here, but let's take a look here. Kojo's 3rd skill is, let's see. Foes, plural, high thunder magic attack, strength, magic, endurance, and dex, minus 30% for 2 turns, and status buff, minus 2 turns. So in other words, he's going to remove reduce the time that buff is in play for. Usually it's like a 3-turn buff, so most likely he's going to remove it completely that turn, well, at the end of that turn, and kind of negate most of the effects of it too, because I imagine they're probably going to be a 20% buff, and he'll probably wipe that out. So basically, per usual, Familia Royale, just like any other Familia event, is kind of geared towards the new units. So you really, really, really want these units for this. Now, the big question is, are these units good for the long run? I really feel like Kojo is going to be amazing for the long run. I actually look forward to maxing him out. I was not able to do it on the banner, so we're going to have to do a little bit of whaling. We're going to do a little bit here and there tomorrow night on the stream, or tonight technically. Tomorrow night as of recording this, but tonight on the stream, we're going to do some wailing. We're going to try to pull him, and we're going to do our best to max him out on the stream. So fingers crossed on that. I do feel like he's going to be a great asset going forward. Welf, on the other hand, I accidentally maxed him at Broken, and I say that because I was chasing other units, and then I looked down and was like, oh, I have all of his bonds. So we'll finally be able to test him out and kind of figure out, is he good for the long run too? So stay tuned for all that. Make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with that. But that's a really True Familia Royale Enemy number 2. My recommendation is to build this out with Welf and Kojo if you have them, and then one really good single target magic thunder unit. I think you'll be very happy with the results from that. Remember, you want to SA with that magic thunder unit, the single target magic thunder unit, right about the time you're about to wipe these dudes out. So that's going to give you your biggest, your best, your highest number, and probably like a double attack or something, maybe even a triple if you or go that far into here. I really got to see how far we go, but usually either doing a double or triple with that unit helps out immensely. So that's my recommendations. That's a video. Go do your Familia Royale Enemy number 2 attacks. If you need help with this event, obviously we have the Discord in the description down below, and we actually have 2 Discords, my personal Discord and the Stardust Garden. All of those are very, very good communities willing to help you out. Also, we're going to be doing it live tonight on stream. Stream should start between 10:30 and 11 p.m. Eastern time tonight, because like I said, I'm going to be out of town. I'll have to come back into town to do it. So come check us out at that point. We'll be live on YouTube, and we'll be doing a lot of this stuff and testing out units live. So that's the video, guys. Like, comment, share. Make sure you sub. And I'll be back at you with more Danmachi here coming up really soon.